Hello, welcome to the Hidden Gem Screencast. My name is Arden Thomas. I'm the Cincom Smalltalk product manager. Hidden Gems is where we show you capabilities of the product that you may not be aware of, but we think you'll benefit from. So today's screencast is about techniques to handle input field content. And we're going to basically show you two different techniques, one called notifications and one with keyboard hooks. And these will give you quite a bit of flexibility in what you can do, and I'll even give you some additional ideas on what you can do with handling input fields. As always, any feedback, comments, suggestions, please send them to me, Arden Thomas. You can reach me right here, athomas@cincom.com. So let's get started. Here's an image. I've loaded. You'll first want to load UI Painter, which I've done. Let's open up a UI Painter. We're going to put an input field right here in it. We're going to say the aspect of that is string holder. It's going to hold a string. We'll make the ID string field. Its type is string. We'll leave the format. Let's apply that. Let's also pop out of this. I'll call this demo A, just so we have something right up here. Now, if you look at some of the other tabs here, there's one called notification. And we can be notified on entry to the field when we've changed the contents, when we double click on it, or when we leave it. Those allow you to do something based on those actions. So we're going to say change. We're going to say string field changed. And we're going to apply that. Now, let's install this. I'm going to create a new class. I'll make the package none. I'll make the name of this to match our title, Demo A App. I'll leave it the default UI application model. And leave this blank for now. It will create some. Okay. Yeah, Demo A App. Okay, that's correct. Then we'll also next define. We need to define a string holder. I'm going to also show you another tip with that. Now let's look at what was created for us. Okay, here is demo app. It's created a string holder and it's done this. My personal preference is to take this. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to create an initialize release, an initialize method, and put it there. First, this should be super initialize, period, and then string holder gets string new as value. Why do I do this? Well, I do this, and actually let me complete this. I'm going to come back here and clean this up. I don't need this comment, and I don't need any of this. This is called lazy initialization. So the first time it's called, if it's nil, it assigns it. And that's fine. And that works great. The reason I prefer this is, say I have a dozen fields. If I have a dozen fields, I have to go look at 12 different places to see how they're initialized. I'd rather do what's called locality of reference. It's a technique. So basically what it means is one-stop shopping. I could come right here and I could see how all 12 fields were initialized in one place. And it's a time saver and it's a great organization technique. So tip. So we have this string field changed and we need to implement that. First, actually, let's try this. Here's the application. This is a string. We hit enter. We actually get a an exception because string field changed has not been implemented. Okay, so let's implement that. String field change, I'm going to copy that. I'm going to put that in something called private because it's not part of the this application's API outside of it, but it is inside of it. So I'm going to put a halt here. And let's run this again. This is a string. I'm going to hit enter. Okay, I'm in my halt. So what if we wanted the contents to only be uppercase? Let's say that's what we want our control over this to do. So we can get the contents of string holder by saying string holder value. Let's get that. Inspect it. This is a string. Okay. I'm going to copy that. String holder value gets string holder value as uppercase. Get rid of my halt. Accept this. Now let's see, string holder value as uppercase. Let's inspect that. This is a string. Okay, it's changed it to uppercase and then gives the string holder that value. And look what it did. Okay, let's try that again. Make sure that works. This is a string try to. Okay, and we got basically changed to uppercase. Now what if you said, hey, that's great, that works great, but the requirements for my application is that we don't want to wait until you press enter. We want to do it on a key by key basis, change them to uppercase. Okay, so let's do another. I'll show you another technique that we've discussed before. Let's go system load parcels, class cloning. Then I'm going to come here to demo A app. I'm going to say clone. And this is going to be demo B app. I'm going to clone it. That's a tool we discussed. You can load it and you can make a quick copy of your class. So let's go. We'll edit this. Go to the field, go to notification. We'll remove this. I'll apply. I'll change this to demo B. I'll install it. Demo B app, that's what we want. And we should be mostly set here. Let's just try that out. Demo B. This is a string. I hit enter. Nothing happens. Okay. So here we have, now we need to do something with this and we want to do it on a character by character basis. So first thing to note, remember the ID we gave to our input field is string field. We're going to need that in a moment. Let me close this right here and here. I'm going to come into my demo B app. I'm going to remove this. We don't need that. Going to create a new protocol. Interface opening is the standard. And I'm going to paste this in since I've already got it. Let's accept that. Let me just clean that up. Note one thing here, this is red. It means it's not implemented. So let me add back in private, but we're going to put something different in there. I'm going to put that key press. So any key press, this is going to be called. And I'm going to say, we're going to get a key event. And that's going to say, is it lowercase? If it's not, just return it. If it is, key event, return key event as uppercase. So let's accept that. And actually, let's walk it through. Let me put a breakpoint right in here. We'll go back over here and let me open up the application. I can do it right here. Let me type a lowercase t And here we are right here. I can see the key event. Let's drill into this. The character is a lowercase t. And if it's lowercase, just return it. If it's not lowercase, just return it. Key event as uppercase. Okay, since I wanted to do this frequently, I wanted it to be in a convenient place. So I put this as uppercase in key pressed event to make it convenient. We say self key character as uppercase, so we don't have to do more unusual things to get this to happen. So the key character is now, let's check out the key character. It's uppercase, and that's what we return. Let me clean up. I'll remove my probes and continue. So now if I keep typing, this is a string. I'm typing all lowercase, and it's immediately on a key-by-key basis. I can type some blanks, 1, 2, 3. Notice it doesn't cause a problem with those. So this basically works the way I want, except for that. Okay, key press. I found something that it didn't answer properly. Okay, so this is the type of testing you'll go through, and in this case, the key event isn't a character, it's the home button. So we can do some further testing. Key event, key value is alphabetic. If it's not, just return it. Now, if it's if it's alphabetic and it's lowercase, we return it. Otherwise, we return it as uppercase. So this is a real-world example. Let's open this up again. Open it up. This is a string. Let's hit escape. Let's hit home and insert. Okay, those things, and it does not cause us any grief. Home. Okay, so that's an example. Let's talk about what we showed. We showed how to use notifications. We did that in Demo A. Demo A, we said this is a string. We hit enter, boom, uppercase. Demo B, we did that on a character by character basis. Okay, so the first was notifications. We did on changing the value. Second, we used a keyboard hook to capture, and you can use that for lots of things, right? So it allows you to capture on a keystroke by keystroke basis to examine what's happening and let through what you want. If you want to consume it and not let it pass through at all, you can simply return a nil from that key press. So right here, if we wanted to consume the event, we could simply return nil, which we didn't do here, but that's also an option. We showed some best practices. For example, in the Demo A, we put all our work in the initialize method, so we could put everything here. I like the initialize method. I like to use this as kind of the main architectural method for the application. I can go to the initialize, and it shows me in general how the application is constructed and set up, and it saves me from having to traverse all over the place. It's one-stop shopping. So that's some tips and techniques on input field contents. Again, if you have any comments, suggestions, questions, please send them to Arden Thomas, athomas@cincom.com. Until next time, have a great time with Cincom Smalltalk. Thank you.